The Marriott Puerto Vallarta is a good, not great choice if you're looking for that ideal marina location without forking over barrels of cash, and you're okay with making some crocodilian friends. I'll show you around and explain it all in this quick tour. Let me welcome any of you that might be new to the channel. My name is Kevin. I'm here to give you a self-funded and honest look at some of the best and some of the not so best airlines and hotels in the world, which I've been bringing to you full-time for the past 4 years. Feel free to check out the hundreds of videos on the channel, scan the QR code, or click the link in the description to learn more about how I do things. This resort tour begins now. I landed in Puerto Vallarta around 7 hours later than I planned, so today's video will be more of a vibe check than a detail-by-detail review. But there's still plenty to see since the location here is the main selling point. It almost feels odd to start putting out Puerto Vallarta content since I was just publishing the flights from here last week. It's weird to have the flight side of my brain and the hotel side of my brain in sync for the first time in years. Kind of like when both sides of your family are in the same place at the same time, potentially awkward and potentially delightful. Anyway, welcome to the first of 3 videos from Puerto Vallarta, a city and resort locale which I have loved for a long time, but kinda doesn't get the recognition that it deserves. But it's almost kinda understandable. Choosing a resort to stay at here, depending on your priorities, is either really easy or a completely impossible task. The thing is, there really is no upper premium market here. There are loads of choices in the sub $300 range, and there are a decent few ultra-luxury resorts north of the city in that $1,000 plus range. In between, I think I can count them on one hand. So I leaned into that for this trip. 2 properties in the $300 range, and 1 in that elusive middle range. The Marriott Puerto Vallarta was originally built in 1990 and had its last full renovation in 2018. Overall, I think it's a reasonable mix of old and new. And since I get the feeling that a large portion of their guests here are repeat visitors year after year, that's just fine. The resort has 2 bars, one near the pool, which we'll see in a bit, and one just off of the lobby. Off of the lobby is also a full cafe. There are all-inclusive rates generally available here, but mine only included breakfast. I was here on a US holiday weekend, so rates in general were higher than typical. If you didn't know the year that this place was built, you surely do now. There are a total of 433 rooms and suites spread across 2 towers, going up to 8 floors. The pool area, which is physically roped off during its closing hours, is, along with the beach, easily the highlight of the resort. Just to the side of that larger pool is a kids' pool and a faux beach area. The resort has 4 primary restaurants. Right now we're looking at Las Casitas, which is open air, just next to the pool, serving seafood for dinner. There's also Mikado, the Japanese teppanyaki restaurant that for some reason every resort in Mexico has, as well as a Champion sports bar, which serves up bar fare. For breakfast later on, I'll show you La Estancia. The beach area here on Bandaraspe is stunning, with views to the mountains and towards the city itself. Before we take a closer look though, let's check out where we are. Puerto Vallarta is on the Pacific coast of Mexico, and along with Cabo, is one of 2 primary resort destinations on the west coast, now that Acapulco is not really a viable resort spot. We are in Marina Vallarta, which is very close to the airport, and why I chose this place for my first night, just a 10-minute drive away. The Marina District of course has its own namesake marina, along with a golf course, other shops, and resorts. It's kinda like an ungated, gated resort community. I don't remember crocodile warnings last time I was here in Puerto Vallarta, but apparently this is a thing here now. I googled this after the fact, and, well, apparently these signs are there for a very real reason. There have been a series of attacks in the waters in and around the marina area. Crocodile avoidance is not generally in my purview of expertise, so I'll leave my comments on it there. We all know people will continue to visit despite the fact, so I won't knock points for that, but just allow you to decide for yourself. It's a shame because it really is a beautiful beach. Just behind the beach is the pool bar that I mentioned, with a great perch above it, laid out as a lounge area. Let's go head up to my room. I booked a Garden View King and was upgraded to a Partial View King at check-in with gold status. Arguably, one of the resort's best angles. The rooms are very basic. If you're not a lounge in the room type of traveler, then they're just fine. The layout though, in such a small space, does throw you off a bit. I'll put up the extra bits as we look around. Mind you, I arrived around 10:30 p.m., which is why it's dark out. The resort does charge a $20 per night resort fee, which, yes, I know we all hate them, and I too wish they would die, but to their credit, at least there are tangible things here that you get with it, all explained when you check in, including coupons for your welcome drinks at the bar, a tequila tasting, etc., etc. Again, I'm not saying it's a good value, I still hate them, but if you're gonna screw with your guests, you may as well let them get a little drunk while you're doing it. I know I say this quite a bit, but it's especially true here since the room isn't really giving marvelous vibes. The view is easily the highlight of the room. Even this partial ocean view is quite a good one. For breakfast, I headed to La Estancia, which is a sprawling restaurant designed for their morning buffet. The food was very mid. When it comes to breakfast buffets, my inner dialogue splits them into 5 categories. More is more. Those are the buffets that have everything under the sun on offer. Perhaps not the best quality though. The pleasers. These are buffets that are catering to a variety of nationalities, which do so by offering a small selection of many different cuisines. The refined ones. They're small on selection but high on quality. The aesthetic ones. They're buffets that have more decoration and tchotchkes than actual food. And finally, the category that today's buffet falls into is the condiment category. Buffets that bulk up their spread by offering an outsized selection of condiments, toppings, and the like. Similar to the aesthetic ones, they're both often lacking in actual substance. We're going to give them a ranking at number 4. Let me very quickly talk about service since honestly I didn't have much of it on my short stay. They were accommodating, welcome, and friendly. I got the feeling that they're the kind of staff that you'd really appreciate having year after year, but on your first visit, you might simply classify them as just good. So I really do hope that you enjoyed this quick resort tour today. If you did, please be sure to click that like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss my twice weekly videos. I'll see you next time from Phoenix. As always, thanks for watching until the end.